Hi guys, Donovan again here from Technology, and we're here to see what's inside this box. One of our big compressors. It's a piston type. It's oilless, so you don't have to add any oils or anything to it to make it run. Sort of sorts itself out. So what you get is this one is a, yeah, as I said, a piston type compressor with a 3 liter can. So if you're doing a lot of spray work, if you say spraying a skateboard or a good couple of shoes, or like you have some large-ish products that you have to spray, you can use this one. It holds quite a bit more air than the smaller ones over here, which will they tend to switch on and off as you spray with them, so they do not hold any air, whereas this one does. So you'll have a bit of air to work with before the switch is back on. It's just it just keeps the machine from heating up too quickly, which the small ones sometimes do. If you keep it on the whole time, and so you will obviously need electricity to run this, and with these ones you'll just have to get the extra hoses and that for your airbrushes. The other ones that we have over here, you'll get an airbrush and a hose with this one. This is with the smaller one, as I said, the just the normal piston type compressor that we have from AirCraft. All of these are made by AirCraft. And then this one is just the plain compressor on its own. And yeah, that is pretty much it. The only other thing I would say that you have to do with this, they do come with little suction cups, but I tend to put mine in on the floor. I just feel safe when I put these on the floor, just when I'm working with them. They do move around a lot, not really the big one, but the smaller ones do tend to move around a bit. If you have them up on a table, so just keep an eye on that, just from the vibrations and that. You do get your moisture traps, your regulator with this as well. And then obviously to increase or decrease the air pressure, you just pull this out and then turn it up or down. There is a plus or minus which will indicate if you're increasing or decreasing. So yeah.
What's the best setting?
Well, with these ones you get, if I remember correctly, I think it's about 1.5, 1 to 1.5 bars over here. So most of your airbrushes you will get an indicator like that, which will give you the working pressure of said airbrush. Luckily with these ones, they all have a standard sort of setting, so you don't have to fiddle with it too much. The exception would be single action airbrushes, where you can put a little bit more air pressure through that. But with these ones, it's good to stay within those parameters. Now I don't have this one plugged in, we'll do that at a later stage. But these ones, once you have everything set up with the hoses and that, you will actually see, once you have this going, and you open it up, you'll actually see this dial increase as you obviously getting more air to fill the tank.
Okay.
And obviously that's to,
Well, should we set it up?
yeah, we can set that up. So just do that here. So just got one of my hoses here. So what you can do, what I also like doing, which unfortunately I ran out of that at home, is you can get some thread tape, which just helps to sort of give an extra seal on your compressor, because sometimes there's a little bit of air that leaks through these things. There is a seal inside, but sometimes when you put them on, you do get a little bit of that. But so I'll usually call it thread tape or plumber's tape. You can get them at the hardware stores for like things like 20 or 30 bucks. And that just helps when you are airbrushing, that you don't have any annoying sort of air leaks and things, which sometimes, sometimes the seal doesn't seal properly, but you get that that's a normal airbrush thing. So already just put that fitting in there, and just turn your hose on there. And this is like one of my old hoses that I had. And yeah, so your on-off switch is on the side here.
Okay.
So you have two settings, and also with these ones, there's an auto start at 3 bar. I think it's about 43 or 42 psi. can't remember exactly how that
Oh,
ties up
that
with
sounds
the,
very complicated.
yeah, it's well basically
What's
your
PSI?
PSI is just the air pressure. So bar and PSI is just the two different sort of like air pressures. It's like centimeter and inches. Yeah. So one's metric and one's metric. So with these ones, you actually have on your compressor there. You have the red line is the bar indication, and then which would be your air pressure obviously, and then the PSI is just the corresponding one there. So if you want to see what that is, you just follow the gauge on there, just to make sure that that you are basically putting in the right amount of air pressure, or getting the right amount of air pressure out of that. And then there is an auto stop on this unit. I think at what was it, at 4 bar. Just so you don't put too much air pressure through this. But with these brushes, as I said, you do not want to put too much on double actions. You don't want to put too much air pressure through. So the air pressure that came through on box that they give there, which was like 1.5, I think. On the yeah, it was 15 to 50 psi. That is right at the bottom there. You don't want to push that too high because you could bend your needle, which that does sometimes happen. But just keep an eye on the regulator. So we're just going to switch this guy on. So as you can see, it's not as noisy as your normal compressors, those big red ones. So you won't have to worry about if you living in a built-up area, you won't have to worry too much about your neighbors complaining. It says as loud as it's going to get. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of spray work, once the air in the tank runs out, if I remember correctly, once the tank's full, it will basically switch off. But yeah, so
What happens there?
Yeah, then the tank's full, and you can spray for a bit. Whereas with the single action one, this one will continuously go on and off as you spray. So as it loses air pressure, it'll continuously switch on and off. Now
So is that noise now it filling up with air?
yeah, yeah. So, but as I say, I mean, it's not going to get much louder than this. Whereas those big red ones, they are really noisy. Usually, like the ones they use if they want to like fill a flat tire or something. So, yeah. And once this is set up, you will see if I remember correctly, this is the plus. So if you want to increase the air pressure, there's a plus and a minus there. So obviously, as you turn it, it's going to increase. I don't want to push it up too far. And then, so you can, which was I think is around about there, would be where my finger is. That's around about 50 psi. So you can push it up a little bit further. And then as you start airbrushing, obviously you'll find the sweet spot will work for you. So you don't want to do it too high, just keep an eye on it. And if it's gone, there you go. There, it's full. So that noise there, now it's full. Now you can,
Full of air.
yeah, now you can spray.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And then once this, as I say, once this loses enough air, then it'll just start back up again. So it is slightly warm. As I say, but it's not going to be very, very hot. I mean, I really spray for hours on end with my own projects. We might spray once in a while and then let that dry and return to it later. But with the small ones, if they get warm, don't worry, it's not going to explode. The first time I used it, was like, oh, this is warm. But they will get warm. But this one, that's the nice thing with the extra tank that you get. You've got some air to work with. So if I'm working on large scale models, this is what I'd like to work with. And as you notice, it doesn't hop around too much. Those little suction wheels help. Ideally, I would say if you have a table that this can suck onto, the smoother the better. I have tried sort of rickety tables with like wooden tables. If there's a bit of an air pocket or whatever that the suction cup doesn't hold onto, it's not ideal. So a nice smooth surface, just to make sure that goes well. And so yeah, so everything's set up. Now there is an alternative, but some people say you can use air canisters, that sort of thing. You can, but if you're doing touch-up works, that's actually where the air canisters come in. I mean, they usually end up being more expensive than the compressors in the long run. So I would say if you're starting airbrushing, get a compressor, a small one like this. They're not too expensive. Your single action airbrushes, which should have one over here.
Yeah, let's talk about the different
Which
airbrushes.
would be this guy over here. So this is a single action. I don't have this one hooked up, but you get one like this.